hard to be satisfied at a job. I'll just leave it at that. Peter, talk about it on this Not So Critical update.
I'm going to take start with something that will make you happier in your job, and everybody else listening out there. If you click that little like button and the subscribe button downstairs, that is going to bring some real satisfaction to your life.
You're shameless.
That's true.
I'm on board with this. Can you shill for yourself? I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah. So this is a story. Well, a question that came up on Hacker News, and it was titled, "I have the perfect job. Why is it not enough?" I'm going to read out some of this. I'm in my mid-30s, working 4 days a week, making over 100K. I have a house, a good relationship with my wife, and young and healthy kids. I work from home. My job is technically interesting, and I still learn and improve. I do not have meetings, 1 or sometimes 2 30-minute calls a week with my boss. Most days, I do not have to interact with anyone from work, not even customer contact. That description of a job is utter heaven to most people out there. He's got everything he wants in life, everything that anybody wants in life. He's got a wife, he's got family, he's got a great job. He doesn't have to talk to people. But the question at the end was, but somehow it isn't. It's never enough. I dream about doing my own thing or retiring early. How did you? So Hacker News, how did you settle down and slow down and become happy with the way it is, and without always wanting more? So when is enough enough? Why can't we just be happy with what we've got? Because I think some people might be in this situation, and also when you really kind of step back and look at what you've got in life, I mean, a lot of the time we don't need any more, right? So what is it about us?
I think there's two. Go ahead, John.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, besides the kids part and the unhappy part, this was written by me. The way everything he describes. Yeah. I have full autonomy at my work. I have, and also no 4-day work week, but still, like, I work from home. I only really have meetings with my boss. I have the dream job. Really. And I've caught myself being like, do I need more? Right? There's that itch in the back of your head that's like, yeah, you should want more. More. And I think it honestly comes from, we've talked about the Western side of the world and capitalist driven mentalities where we've been conditioned as little bees to climb the corporate ladder. And what this guy is saying is the ultimate climb, the ultimate step in the corporate ladder is either retiring early and breaking free from the rat race, or maybe starting your own thing, becoming the top of the ladder. I don't know if that's true. It depends on the person.
Yeah, I think...
Sorry, Mike, go ahead.
I think there's something to that, the perception, but I think also two things. One is thinking that a job is going to make you happy, falling in love with the result, right? If I have this nice car, if I have this hot spouse, if I have this great job, if I have this amount of money, then I'll be happy. Like, it just doesn't work that way. So that's one thing. The other is, and I guess this is related, but like the idea of stated preferences versus revealed preferences. It's easy to look at that job and say, like, man, this is the job that I think should be my ideal job. That's your stated preference. Yeah. But in reality, you're in that job and it's not your ideal job. So your revealed preference is you maybe actually want something else. And I think that's like, those are the two things that come to mind.
Yeah. So do you think that there is a way for us to actually be content and happy? Because I don't know many people in that state of mind, like, at all.
I think the chase is where you're content. It's in the middle or right before you reach. So they did a study. And this one, I know this is going to first sound like it's not relatable, but it really is.
The journey.
And I'll explain. anticipation is actually what drives. So they did the study that I wanted to bring up is they got monkeys addicted to cocaine, and they put a bunch of whatever it's called where they can see brainwaves and like look at like real time data from the monkeys' brains of what's happening. And the monkeys were delivered a piece of cocaine at the same time through some automated system. The brain activity was at its highest point moments before the monkeys got the cocaine, not when they were doing it, right? Not when they grabbed it and ate it or however they fed it. It was right before. It was the anticipation that drove the actual satisfaction and happiness. The dopamine and serotonin levels were at their highest before they were actually doing what it is they want. And I think that ties to here. This person has now received what they thought they wanted, but it's not really what they thought. It was right before they got it that they were like, wow, that's the dream job, right? We're reading about this. We're like, damn, that is the dream job. We want that. Right before we get it, that's going to be that's where you peak. As soon as you enter it, you're like, wait, this is nothing like what I expected. This is not that good.
Or it's at least not making me feel the way I expected.
Exactly.
So to your actual question, Peter, is there a way to be content and happy? I would say no, because content and happy are two totally different things. Content means you're like satisfied, right?
Okay.
Right.
Content's more neutral. Happy is more of an active feeling. So you can't be, I think, content and happy at the same time.
Oh, that's deep. That's deep.
But it's a good distinction that I never even thought about. Yeah.
Which would you rather be, content or happy?
Probably content.
That's. I mean, some people might say that's settling, right? That's.
But is it settling? Are you compromising if you're content? What if I've reached happiness, and once I've passed that honeymoon phase, I'm content with where I'm at?
Yeah,
I can tell you I'm not a Native American. I was going to say Native American, but that's a different thing, isn't it?
Also true.
I'm not an American.
You were born an American. Yeah, you're not an actual American.
Well, that's very European, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so to say, always got to be better. It's always got to be something better.
Something
constant
better.
growth.
Bigger house, bigger car, bigger everything. People, I drive a 20-year-old Honda, and I can go and buy a new Audi right now, no problem. And people are like, "Why do you drive that piece of shit?" And I'm like, "What? That's a great car. It gets me from point A to B. The only thing it isn't good about it is that I have to pay for gasoline still. That's it." And that's that mentality in America where, well, you make good money. You should define that through status. Show us that you're making good money. Go buy a new car. Go buy a new house. Buy the newest phone.
So a question just came to mind, right? So I'm thinking about this whole thing reminds me of these mobile apps and Facebook and these things that are incredibly successful right now, which basically tap into that addictive element of people's personalities, wanting the next dopamine hit, Candy Crush. I have played so much Candy Crush that I've got to level, 1,000 and something in it. And I stopped eventually, but it's so addictive. You just want to play the next level. You want to get the next thing. And the same with Facebook. You want to get a like. You want to get you want to see what you keep checking back, all this. Is that training us and making us worse? Or is that just taking advantage of inherent nature? Do you think it's actually making us worse? Which is revealing.
Both. Absolutely. Yeah.
They did a study that said that Facebook is responsible for creating the next generation of narcissists en masse.
Do you think they wouldn't have existed without Facebook, though? That's the thing.
What?
Would they have existed anyway?
Someone.
Are we just highlighting them?
But maybe. But really what you're doing is your main product is getting people addicted to posting data.
Yeah.
And you're doing so by scratching that itch of instant gratification, of hitting post, boom, 5 likes. That's not enough. What if I had 10? What if I had 50? You get 50. What if I had 100? Nothing is enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I think sorry, John.
No, that's where I ended.
I don't know if I think you had said that you didn't care for the documentary, but that is exactly what The Social Dilemma is about. Is engineering these systems to take advantage of those responses to elicit the behavior that you want from people and get them addicted to it so they keep doing it and just escalating from there.
Yeah. So, yeah. My question was more like the fact that nothing is ever enough. It just seems to be an inherent human quality, if you want to call it a quality.
Yeah.
But it's something about us that just doesn't ever seem to go away and is common to most people that I know of.
Well, you can see it from the bottom of the totem pole all the way to the top. Look at colonialism, right?
Right.
Never enough.
Right. There are a million examples that we can think of. But are these Facebook and social gaming thingies, are they just taking advantage of that? Or are they actually propagating it? Are they making it happen?
Both, I think.
Yeah, I think both.
Okay.
I think both.
Because you're enforcing a natural behavior. You're cementing this natural
Maybe they
behavior.
need to teach contentedness or mindfulness at schools.
Well, they do in some places.
Yeah.